It all began when King rolled out of a gas station and nearly clipped a Dunwoody police cruiser. Maybe it was the glare of the streetlights, maybe it was distraction, but it didn't matter. The flashing blue lights came on, the siren wailed, and what should have been a minor stop spiraled into a headline. On the surface, it was routine. The officer calmly approached, explaining that King had turned illegally over double yellow line. But as the window came down, the smell hit, loud, unmistakable. The officer caught that strong whiff of weed, and right there, the mood shifted. What started as a polite exchange turned tense. Then, the officer spotted something else, a shiny piece of metal tucked close to King's hip. That's when everything changed. The body cam caught it all. The measured tone of the officer, the casual, almost defiant calm of a young man too used to attention. The officer asked him to step out of the car, and King, without missing a beat, admitted what most people would have tried to hide. "You going to find my guns?" he said coolly. "I got a stick for an AR." No panic, no trembling. Just cold honesty. The kind that either earns respect or gets you deeper in trouble. Within seconds, what should have been a small pullover became breaking news in the making. When the footage dropped in 2025, it lit up social media like wildfire. Twitter, Instagram, WorldStar, everyone was replaying the same moment on loop. The son of a rap legend, calm and unbothered while police discovered both weed and multiple firearms in his car. And then came the kicker. The officer ran his name, and an active bench warrant popped up from Pickens County. A missed court date from a 2022 case, speeding, a suspended license, a DUI, charges so small they could have been cleared in a day if he'd just shown up. But because he hadn't, it had followed him quietly, waiting to explode at the worst possible time. From that moment, King's world flipped. The officer's demeanor changed. Backup arrived. You could hear it in the video. The tone shifting from casual to procedural. "You have the right to remain silent," the cop began, the familiar words echoing like a warning. King nodded, calm, almost detached. And somewhere between the flashing lights and the soft hum of the patrol car engine, he mentioned it, his father. "My dad's TI." That's when everything clicked for the officers. This wasn't just another arrest. This was hip-hop royalty, cuffed and sitting in the back of a patrol car. By morning, the news had already hit every outlet. TI's son arrested, screamed TMZ. The shade room followed with guns, weed, and warnings ignored. But just as fast as it began, it ended. Within 24 hours, King Harris was out. The warrant recalled, no new charges filed, and the system, at least this time, worked in his favor. Georgia's relaxed weed and carry laws saved him from anything serious. But while the legal side wrapped quickly, the cultural firestorm was just getting started. Everyone had something to say. Fans debated whether he was being unfairly judged. Critics said he was chasing a lifestyle he didn't earn. But underneath all the noise was something deeper. Because for years, T.I. had been warning his son about exactly this. On camera, in interviews, even on family reality shows, he'd said it over and over, "You don't have to live what I lived. I already took those hits for you." But King didn't want comfort. He wanted authenticity. In his mind, he wasn't some pampered celebrity kid. He was trying to prove something. To himself, to the streets, to his father. That's what made the story so powerful. It wasn't about drugs or guns. It was about legacy. A son trying to define himself outside the shadow of a giant. The irony cut deep. T.I., the same man who'd once served federal time for weapons charges, now watching his own child step into the same storm he fought so hard to escape. And this wasn't their first public clash. Months earlier, during a Falcons game, they'd gotten into a heated argument that went viral within hours. King yelling that he wasn't raised soft, T.I. shouting back that his son didn't understand what real struggle looked like. It was a father and son battle in front of the world, a generational clash over what it means to be real. For T.I., real meant surviving, evolving, protecting your family. For King, real meant being respected, being seen, being feared if you had to be. That's what made this arrest feel like a tragedy in slow motion. And then came the twist: fatherhood. Just weeks after the arrest, King became a dad himself. His partner gave birth to a baby boy, King Jr., and when T.I. heard the news, he laughed in that half-joking, half-serious way that only fathers understand. "I'm gonna raise this child to torture you," he told him during an interview. The joke landed like truth. Because deep down, he knew what was coming. The cycle. The lesson. The same heartbreak he felt now, his son would one day feel too. That's the curse and the beauty of family. No matter how much you warn them, sometimes they have to fall to learn how to stand. The media had a field day. Billboard, Rolling Out, Atlanta Black Star, all ran stories spinning the same angle. T.I.'s son trying too hard to be a thug. Every photo, every clip, turned into a meme. King became a symbol of contradiction, the privileged rebel, the street prince who never had to struggle but still chose the path. Yet, behind the memes and mockery, there was something real. A young man searching for identity in a world that decided who he was before he even opened his mouth. T.I. handled it the way veterans do. Silently, strategically, and behind closed doors. No public meltdowns, no Instagram rants. Just quiet calls, legal moves, and a father trying to clean up the mess without destroying what little trust remained. He knew better than anyone that public judgment never forgets. And this wasn't just about saving King's reputation. It was about saving the Harris legacy, about proving that the empire he built wasn't destined to crumble under generational mistakes. Because in truth, the arrest, the arguments, the memes, they weren't the story. They were symptoms. The real story was about love, pride, and pain colliding under the pressure of fame. A father trying to protect his son from the same streets that nearly took him, and a son trying to prove that he could survive them on his own. For all the chaos and criticism, that body cam footage told a different kind of truth. King didn't lash out. He didn't resist. He was calm, even vulnerable. You could hear it when he asked if he could make a phone call. To who? The officer asked. To my dad, King said softly. That one line broke through all the noise. It wasn't defiance anymore. It was just a kid, scared and reaching for the only person who could make it right. Now, King stands at a crossroads. The world is watching. Some are waiting for him to crash again. Others are quietly hoping he finds his balance. He's a new father now, a public figure, and a living reflection of what happens when fame, family, and identity collide. The story of King Harris isn't over. It's just getting started. Because beneath all the headlines and hashtags, there's still a young man trying to prove that he's more than just T.I.'s son. And maybe that's what makes this saga so powerful. It's not about crime or clout, it's about a family trying to break a cycle before it breaks them. If you've been following this story from the start, now's the time to weigh in. Do you think King Harris can rise above his past and build his own legacy, or will history keep repeating itself in the Harris family? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if you've been locked in, and make sure you're subscribed to Public Secrets, because the next chapter in this story might just change everything.